I'm Cassandra Cato-Lewis, your food and fitness correspondent, and today I'm here with John, better known as Tad Read, from the Boston Redevelopment Authority regarding the urban agriculture zoning. John from the BRA, which we affectionately call TAD.
So thank you, Cato, very much for having me. I'm a senior planner at the Boston Redevelopment Authority. As you know, the BRA is the planning agency for the city of Boston. I've been a planner for about 25 years, and I've been at the BRA for the last 5 years. I work on a variety of different kinds of planning projects, a lot of sustainable neighborhood and community planning efforts, urban agriculture being one of them.
Okay, great. And Tad, you're on urban ag.
That's right. The BRA is now in the process of updating the zoning code to look at ways we can support and facilitate different kinds of urban agriculture. The zoning code is a book that contains the rules and regulations for how property owners can use their land. Okay. Zoning codes were developed in American cities about 100 years ago, and when they were initially developed, you may recall that there were a lot of smokestack industries at the time. So what we'd like to do originally was we like to separate uses. Housing and residential uses were over here, industrial uses were over here, and we kept them apart. Okay. Particularly in the last 20 years, in post smokestack times, what we've begun to realize is that cities are actually more vibrant and more vital when we bring uses closer together. Not all uses, but many uses. For example, you might want to have shops right next to residences, right next to offices, so that people can walk to the grocery store, walk to the dry cleaners, walk to work. So this is another way we're looking at the zoning code to see how we can bring the kinds of agricultural uses that people are really interested in doing, rooftop agricultural and other different kinds of uses, back into Boston.
Open up the conversation so that Tad can tell us more about how the environmental forces are impacting your work. Tad?
Well, that's a great question, Cato. There are definitely environmental reasons that we want to bring small-scale urban agriculture back into the city. Many people realize that their food comes from far-flung places like Central America and California. Transporting that food to Boston, to this side of the country, is expensive, and it increases carbon emissions. So one way to reduce carbon emissions is to grow more of our food locally. So there were environmental reasons to do this. But there are also other reasons. Growing one's own food feels great. It's a way of empowering people. It's a way of building community because it's something people can do together. Small farms can actually beautify neighborhoods as well. So besides the environmental reasons, there are a lot of other reasons to do this.
Great. And I've been hearing all this groundswell about place-based initiatives. How do you define place-based initiative?
Well, Cato, I would echo what Edith says, but I would also say that in terms of the zoning, these place-based activities would not be possible and will not be possible unless the zoning supports and facilitates them. So the whole idea here is to enable these kinds of activities through the zoning code.
Excellent. Add anything to that?
My understanding is that the small-scale farming that we're talking about is not highly profitable, but it is a business, and it's a great way for youth to learn not only about how to grow things, but also run a business. So it's a great opportunity, it's a great stepping stone for economic development for the entire city of Boston.
Cool.